We are live. We are live. Are we live? All right. We are back. We are alive on a different phone. Want to do a throw? Hold on, let me come over here. Take three, Gunter, take three. We're back. Luckily, I take extraordinary measures to stay ahead of the controllers, so I just pull out a different phone. But you got to do what you got to do. Let's see if everyone even realizes I'm back. It's been one of those weeks, but just keep chugging along, and some weeks you got to grind things out and make it happen, and that's what we're doing this week. So hopefully it's actually working here. I don't know. Hey, Lucy. Daddy was about to talk about the Fed and the financial system and all of that, but if no one is back here yet, then I didn't see how much the interest rates went up. So, all right. You want me to throw this boomerang?
Yeah.
Hold on. Got to look out for Mama here. This is a terrible throw, Brady. That was awful. For the record, my usual boomerang throws are a lot better than that. You talking trash, girl? Yeah, so in 1913, you have the implementation of the Federal Reserve banking system. Want me to throw another one? Here.
I'm not sure if we killed our garlic or if it's supposed to.
Ha ha! How you like me now, girl?
Who is it? It flew by the ringtone.
So in 1913, you have the implementation of the Federal Reserve banking system. So at the time, the money's still backed by the gold standard. So let's say you can get 1 ounce of gold for $10. These aren't real numbers. Let's say you could get 1 ounce of gold for $10. Well, then the Fed goes and they print a whole bunch of money. Well, your money's still backed by gold, but it's just devalued. So now that same 1 ounce of gold would have cost you $15 or $20, right? And this went on for a long time until the 1970s, where they say, you know what, we're going to throw out the gold standard altogether. So in the 1970s, they take America off the gold standard, and at that point, money is just pure fiat, pure debt. So debt is money. And they're printing more and more, because if debt is money, as soon as the supply gets limited, right, and those debts get called in, well, the entire system collapses. So the reason they've been printing money like crazy people over the last 30 years, right, like they've really, really escalated, is because their Ponzi scheme got to a point in which they know the whole system's going to collapse if they don't keep printing money, right? I mean, there's trillions and trillions of dollars of unfunded liabilities in, Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, pensions, right? Like, all of this stuff has to be paid for. And they're just printing and printing and printing and printing money. And they have to keep doing it, and they know it. So what do? They manufacture wars, right? They're constantly going to war. Because with war, you could justify the printing and the spending of lots of money. Or maybe there's some type of global event, right? And with that global event, they say they have to shut down all the businesses. And they shut down the businesses and say, oh, well, we have to give out all of these loans right, to all these businesses to keep the businesses afloat, when really they're finding reasons to print more and more money, right? Because that's what keeps the system going. And then they do the same thing with people, and people are out of work. We need to print money, and we need to send money to every person in the United States of America, right? And they're just finding reason after reason to print more and more money because they're trying to keep the system afloat, while at the same time they are normalizing your standard of living going down, right? They're saying this is the new normal, this is the new normal, this is the new normal. Then what happens? What happens recently? Let me see a big throw, Brady. Wait, that way. Don't throw it because you could hurt mom. That's a hard boomerang. Yeah, nice throw. Yeah, but you see the skip on that? I mean, we should go to a really big field. So, where was I? Oh yeah, so they're printing more and more money. You get PPP and giving out money to everyone, and they're finding reason after reason to print more and more money, and then they're normalizing your standard of living going down. So they're saying, oh, this is the new normal, get used to it. And then what happens? The President of the United States comes out and he says, get ready for food shortages, right? I mean, think about how quickly they've normalized your standard of living going down. Could you imagine 10 years ago them saying there's going to be food shortages in the United States of America? Right. You'll own nothing and be happy. Gunter is referencing an article written by the World Economic Forum years back. And in that article, where it says you'll own nothing and be happy, basically they're starting to normalize the idea of they're going to come after property rights. Right? Now, you got to understand, like when I talk about food shortages, when I talk about them coming after property rights, everybody has a game plan until they get punched in the face, right? That's a Mike Tyson quote. There has always been bad people trying to do bad things to you. Through all of human history, there are now and there always will be. You don't have to be afraid of them. What you have to do is use it all as wake-up calls and take personal responsibility. And as long as people do that, you will not only will you thrive, right? Not only will you survive, but you will thrive. You will do better than you were doing because you're paying attention to what's going on. You're not waiting for someone to come save you, and you're taking personal responsibility, right? So that's why I push growing your food so much. Like, and by the way, when they say food shortages, understand there will not be a time where you can't get food. I don't think. Right, well, good food, organic, good food, nutritious food will be harder to get. That was a good one. It'll be very expensive, right? So what people will have available to them that's more affordable is the McDonald's type food, right? That corporate type food, that processed food that they could sell to you for very cheap. And it's very much akin to first world, quote unquote, poverty, right? What is poverty, quote unquote, poverty in the first world, right? You see these people who are complaining about being broke and having no money, right? Living on Section 8 housing, and they're 300 pounds, right? They can afford food, they're not getting nutritious food, right? And that's ultimately what they're getting everyone used to. You see the stories. Bill Gates is the #1 owner of farmland in the United States of America. And then you see stories about processing plants and planes and things happening like that, right? Well, Bill Gates is also a major investor in genetically lab-grown meat, right? So, like, yeah, there will be, in my opinion, those type of things with shortages, but and YouTube, please keep in mind, I'm repeating what the President of the United States said, okay? This is the official narrative. So please, who are like, oh my God, he said this. Literally, I'm repeating what the President of the United States said. Are we at a point where we can't repeat what the President of the United States says? You can't repeat that. I mean, obviously we're at that point because, well, the last couple of years, but I know you guys are so virtuous. You guys are so virtuous and all-knowing. And someone like me, I don't know anything. So yeah, I mean, listen, tell your husband not to be afraid that one, if the stock market's going down and you're an investor, that's the best time to buy. That's buy, buy, buy. I'm going to throw this?
Yeah.
Right? If the price of like Coca-Cola goes down, buy that. I mean, I wouldn't want to support that company, but you get the point. That was a good throw.
Why?
I thought it went pretty far. Right? And take steps. Like I said, just plant the seed, start growing your food, homeschool your children, do your best to get out of debt. Debt is how they get people into desperate situations, right? Debt is how they get people where it's like you could only eat their McDonald's because that's what's affordable. You have to pay a mortgage, right? So take these steps and you'll do great. And then you're in a community of like-minded people, right? We have a like-minded community of people. One of the things I plan on doing, I've been meaning to do, is to add a section in Homeschools Connected where you could all post your businesses. And then this way, around the holidays or whatever it might be, you could go onto our business section and you could all buy from each other, right? And like all of you should be starting side hustles and like you could do it together. Like we should start a community, a side hustle group where they're great companies. There's companies like Young Living where like it's a great company for moms. Young Living, they basically make essential oil organic products for like cleaning products and whatnot. And I mean, I've known people that work for Young Living and they make a good living doing that, right? You're just basically a salesperson for them. So there's so many different side hustles you could start and you guys could all help each other with that type of thing. So I think that's really cool. I just have to be careful with that because then some people might suggest some things that aren't so good and I'll get the blame for it. So I maybe I got to think that one through, but definitely somewhere where you could post all your businesses for sure. I think that would be really cool because that's what it's about. It's about creating that circuit, right? It's like there are communities, right? Like there are certain communities on Long Island that you're not supposed to bring up that are very good at this type of thing. There's like little Chinatown, Asian communities, Koreatown, Korean communities that are very good at this stuff, but they have an in-group preference. And what that means is like when they spend money, rather than doing it at Walmart, they get it from the member of their community who owns that mom and pop shop. And when you do that, you create like a circuit or a battery where that money stays in your community and all of you start uplifting one another, right? And like that's been so coached out of the American people, but that's what I mean by grassroots movements, what I was talking about on Take 2 stream before I got, my phone ran out of power, right? Like no one can stop you from buying from one another. No one can stop you from supporting one another, from supporting good people, from building businesses, from hiring each other, from living your life out of debt, from homeschooling your children. Like you can do all of these things. We can do all of these things and we're doing them. And it's certainly not a time to be afraid. And you could, if you want, have your husband watch this stream and let him know that it could be scary when you first come across some of these realizations, but once you come across people that have known about these things for a long time, like it's not the Alex Jones types, right? Like those people aren't freeing you that are on the internet saying the sky is falling. Yeah, and what? And they're not giving you an outlet. They're trying to control you. They're trying to use you. They're trying to keep you in a state of fear. Like, no. Like, you come across real people on the internet have known about these things for a long time. Like Gunter. Like, look how Gunter lives his life. Like, out of debt. He has his own RV, right? Like, he homeschools his children. So I was picking up this box. What? You need more hose? I got hose. But not like the rappers mean it. Like, I literally have a hose. All right, come on. This box. Ow. All right. Getting my hands a little dirty. Feeling like a man. Feeling like a man. Gonna do me some gardening after this. Hi, puppy. Hi. Hi, puppy. Hey, buddy. He's my puppy. Buddy boy. You having a good day in the sun? All right, all right. We've got knitters and seeders and woodworkers covered. That's awesome. I would like to help in that department being a stay-at-home mom. Lucy, don't even start with that. Shh. Shh. Stop it. Thank you. Good dogs. Maybe with my expanded garden, I could sell some of my chicken eggs. They won't be laying until September. Like, yeah, that's the type of thing you do, where you start little side hustle businesses just to give yourself a nest egg and, who knows, to potentially build something. And, like, the worst thing that happens is, like, people don't buy your eggs. So what? Like, ooh, people didn't buy my eggs. Like, who cares, right? Buddy, Lucy. Yes, the neighbor's dog is there. Leave the dog. I would love to learn how to knit and sew. I have a sewing machine. We have a sewing section of our Homeschools Connected. You should ask them in there if they have any advice for learning to knit or sew. Hello, everyone. My first live from the homeschool group. I hope everyone is well. Hey, Desiree. Happy to have you here. What do you have in the ground already? Oh, I'll show you guys. We just built a greenhouse and raised garden beds. Excited for my expanded garden this year. I felt it was time to get more serious. Yeah, let's go do a garden tour. I'm in Ohio, hardwood. Nothing is in the ground yet. All seed starters. Well, let's take a look at what we're doing here. By the way, make sure your children are involved in all the gardening, all the building of the greenhouse, right? Like Brady helped me build the greenhouse. All right. That's good, Brady, that's good. If they get too much water, they could get sick. Freedom is not relying on their system. So yeah, I mean, we have the greenhouse here. We got all these trees Brady's taking care of right now. Foster Bear, have you tried crocheting? Try to spread it out a little bit, and that's good. That's plenty. That's plenty. Good, Brady. Good, good, good. Have you tried crocheting? I want to learn more about sewing. I would love to make my own yarn and knitting. Nice, Foster. Get those potatoes in immediately. Yeah.
We have budding potatoes.
So this is a nectarine tree. This is a peach tree. Marigold. It's another peach tree. This is a crab apple tree. This is crab apples. They're not really for human consumption. I mean, you can eat them or make a jelly out of them. But really, they're for feeding the chickens. once I get the chickens. This is a Honeycrisp apple tree. Gunter says, get potatoes. I believe him. This is a Granny Smith apple. We got a little baby cherry tree. This is, these are Kalamundans. And you can see, got one big one growing. And then a lot of little flower buds. And we got some little baby ones. Baby Kalamundans. There's an avocado tree. Kalamundans. They're basically like clementines. I mean, I haven't seen a full-grown one yet, but that's the tag. This is what it looks like right now. This is the flower stage. And then this is the first, when it first buds. This is there's so many flowers on this tree. It's just beautiful. The Kalamundans come from the flowers, and that's typically true of all fruit trees. There's a plum tree. I don't have any plums on it yet. Zucchinis. There's zucchinis. These leaves are a little, there's fungus on them, but it's growing. There's zucchinis in there. This is a Russian pomegranate tree. These will grow pomegranates. These two trees. Very excited about that. Oh, and this is a fig tree that I'm trying to rescue. I don't know if this is... I actually think this has some growth on it. Pretty sure. So I might be rescuing this fig tree. The other one I took out of the ground. Maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. But I cut... See, with a tree, if you think it's dying, you cut some of the bark. And if it's green in here, well, it's probably still alive. But this one's all brown. So I don't know if there's anything left in this fig tree. Then we get the grapes, the grapevine, grapes crush. That's Todd.
Hey. Hi, everybody.
So then this is a blueberry bush, and it's this is a very healthy looking bush. Very excited about it. It's my first time in the greenhouse this morning.
Bushes out of
So then we have tomato plant. Got some flowers on it. It's a good sign. Nicole said there was a tomato on here. She showed me yesterday. A carrot? Oh, yeah. Brady, do a carrot dance.
I have to cover it a little.
All right, don't do a carrot dance. Oh, look at that carrot. You guys see the carrot? See the carrot, Todd?
No.
These tomato plants. This is a watermelon plant. These are cut and come again lettuce.
Gotcha.
So we're growing a lot of lettuce.
Oh, yeah.
I did that, and I'll wait another 2 weeks now, and I'll plant more lettuce.
Yeah.
Just keep doing
A
it.
lot of salad going on.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
We got eggplant. Looks good. Yeah, they've definitely taken to the greenhouse. And this is a lemon tree that this is a lemon tree. I germinated it from seed. It's a little baby lemon tree. I'm trying to do the same for avocados, celery. And we got hardwood bear. Get a blueberry bush. This is eggplant. Another eggplant. Then we have bush beans. And if you look closely, you could see me eating a bush bean. Ready, one bite? One bite?
Wait, I have my own one.
You have your own bush bean?
Yeah, but I kind of because I ate one all.
No, there's more. If you want another one, just let me know. You want another one?
Yeah.
There you go. So, bush beans. And there's a lot of beans growing on this. And you can see Nicole made this trellis. I helped her. But the bush beans are actually climbing up. And they're going to go all the way around to the other side. As they're climbers. There's the bush beans. Just trying to take a look at what's here. Because this is the snap pea. Oh, it fell. That's why. I'm like, what is going on here? All right. Oh, no. All right. Stop it. Stop strangling each other. All right. I got to put this back up. See, this fell. I got to put this back up. But I will. The measurements of the greenhouse. About 10 by 20. Pretty big greenhouse. We have some sprouts. I actually didn't plant these. I'm not sure what these are. Someone else planted them. We got leafy greens. Got a basil back here. There's a lemon tree. This is a mango tree that I planted. I germinated from seed. I bought a mango from the store, took the seed, and I germinated it inside in a plastic bag. This is a lemon tree that I germinated from seed. This is another mango that I germinated from seed. This is a pink lady apple tree that Nicole germinated from seed. It's a pink lady apple tree. Crushing. This is another pink lady apple tree about to pop out. In fact,
I'm so itchy.
it's ready to pop through.
Yeah, look at it. Leave it.
Leave it.
Touch my babies.
Touch my babies.
Hello.
Yeah. Something about you with dirt on you, girl. All right. The cherry tree. Thank you. We're put a lot of effort into these plants, so they're worth it. Here's another basil, and that's pepper. Dude, I'm very jealous of what you have going on here. You're crushing. Yeah, hardwood. I mean, just start with seeds. Like, just plant like 3 things, you know? Like, you don't have to go crazy. And then over time, you know how they say, I mean, I haven't got one, but you know how they say when you get a tattoo that, like, it's over? They say once someone gets a tattoo, they keep getting them.
That's for sure.
So my wife says that's for sure. She has tattoos. I don't. Well, planting's much like that. So once you start planting seeds, you're like, oh, I should get this tree. I should get that tree. It becomes like addictive. It's awesome. Mushrooms. I have a mushroom growing kit sent to me by Bear Mini Mom. I haven't done it yet.
We should do it.
Although-
I forgot to get mushrooms from the store, and I love them.
You want to grow them this week?
Yeah, let's actually do them right now.
You want to do them today?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do them today. More tri-colored peppers. This is Kamut. Now, Kamut will ultimately become flour. And the flour will be used to make bread. this is our first time growing Kamut. You can see it really. Look how this grows. I mean, this is amazing. It's like grass. It's really amazing. Look at that. Turkey tail is all over our property. Is turkey tail like, is that? Oh, it's mushroom. Nicole said it's a mushroom. But I mean, look at this Kamut. It's really beautiful. It's really, it feels great. You can feel how healthy it is. And that will be turned into flour, and we'll make bread from it. Ultimately, our objective is to make 104 loaves of bread a year, right? So that's 2 loaves of bread a week. If we do that, I think we'll be solid. So ultimately, our objective is 104 loaves of bread a year. So we're going to need a lot of Kamut flour for that. And that goes with everything. Like, we're going to do chickens, and we're going to slaughter our own birds because I don't trust even organic from the grocery store. You know, just because it says it's organic, like, it's better, but it's still, you know. And if you want to, and not to mention with them possibly making the price of food go up so much where it could be very difficult to buy organic type. I mean, we used to get organic chicken and it was $7. And now that same chicken is above $20. And we're not rich. So like that's, we're rich in other ways, right? But like that's a lot of money. So what our objective is to get meat birds, breed them, and then do 104 meat birds a year, which to people that don't do that, that might sound gruesome, but the truth is, every time in your life you've eaten from the grocery store, you've supported something much worse, like, because my birds will be treated very well. And the harsh reality is that every time we eat, it takes life. And the thing too is that if you want to become more spiritual, right? Like, people used to pray over their food, and people scoff at that today. But like, of course you should pray over your food. Like, look at that was life given for you, for your nutrition, for your vibrance, for you to keep going. So, but ultimately we want to do 104 meat birds a year, 104 loaves of bread a year. We used to raise rabbits for show and eating, great meat. Yeah, rabbits are another good option.
Never had rabbit meat.
Want to do rabbits?
I don't know. I can't see them. I like animals too much.
She outsources her horror to me.
I do. I can't. I don't want to know their names. Little Thumper, I'll be doing like a rescue at night.
I'll take care of Little Thumper.
Yeah, baby.
But you know, all jokes aside, although it is a horrifying thing, it is reality. And if my family's going to eat meat, then I'm going to make sure that they eat the right meat. And that's my job. That's my role as a man. That's my role as the protector of my family, the leader of my family. And it's something that I have to take on as part of my journey. So we're going to do that. Obviously, we're going to do laying chickens, right? So we have eggs. And then once we get settled in with the chickens, I want to do the chickens first. How you doing, buddy? Good. Do not make me into a chicken. Oh. Stay away from my plants, boy. But once we, come here, bud. How's my boy? Buddy boy. Buddy boy. You need a brushing, bud. I gotta give you a brushing later. You're shedding like a madman. So once we get the chickens down packed, then we're going to start looking to goats and to a Jersey cow, because we'd like to do our own milk, our own butter. And this is what freedom looks like. Freedom requires an immense amount of personal responsibility. This is a baby apple tree, pink lady apple. Nicole planted that. She's crushing.
Bless you.
This is a lemon tree. I bought this one from the store.
I need to take care of the...
This is Aubrey. Hi.
What are they called?
How's my girl? I see you. I see you.
I have to take care of the cucumbers because they're really...
Do you see a lot of that fell? We got to clip that back up. Look at that
No,
vine.
I didn't. I just took them off of the carrots.
Oh, they were choking the carrots, so they didn't fall. Nicole took them off.
So I just broke them off, and I need to redirect them.
There's a cut and come again lettuce I planted last week. Last week. Look how quickly you could do this. And these grapevines, more grapevines.
We have to replant it. We have to get bigger buckets.
We need more buckets. I have a bucket problem because buckets I need so many of them and they're expensive. Here's a lemon tree.
Well, when we move, we don't
Lemon
have to
tree.
really worry so much because we'll put everything in the ground.
Right, we could put things in the ground. Then we just need dirt because until our compost operation is going strong.
It's hot in here.
So, and there's the blueberry bush. And we have a compost operation, but we need to do a better job of it. We need to do more of it. Yeah. But, oh, I sneeze.
Yeah, I need to pick some lettuce for lunch.
Oh! You know, but ultimately, I plan on building a bin system. Really big bins out of 2x4s. Probably 3 really big bins at minimum. And then what I'll do is I'll take the dirt and the soil I have on my property and I will turn it into compost, which takes some time. But once I get really good at that process, then I don't have to buy soil anymore, right? And I could really guarantee that I have very fertile soil by taking the time, the effort, the energy to take care of it. So all of this stuff is a work in progress, right? I mean, a few years ago, we started a small, tiny garden at our home in Long Island. You know, a small, tiny 10 by 10 garden, and Nicole and I probably killed everything in it.
We did.
And now here we are 4 years later, and we have quite an extensive operation. And when you check back with what we're doing 4 years from now, it'll qualify as full-out homesteading, full-out farming, and really growing what we eat. So everything in life is practice. Everything in life, there's no failure, there's only learning. And you only fail when you fail to learn. So, you know, keep that in mind with the way you live your lives. Keep that in mind with how you educate your children. And as long as you do that, you will do very, very well. So, all right, I'm going to call it a stream here. This has been fun, but I've got to run. And I will be in contact with you guys over the weekend, I'm sure, if by anything in the primary chat. And I have to post the replay from the Bill of Rights class. And yeah, keep spreading the word, and we're going to keep building something special. So, all right, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream, and then what should we do?
He's going to have an ice pop.
Oh, you want to have an ice pop?
Yeah, look, just
All right.
He's
Can
a
you
sweaty little
can you
guy.
pull that? Thanks, Brady. Yeah, you worked up quite a sweat here. Thanks for watering the plants. Thank you, Brady. All right, guys. It's been lots of fun. Got to run.